All right. Hi. So for this video, this coming and then the next, I'm going to talk about some things that I struggle with and some things I find I succeed in. And so this one is going to be things I struggle with. And there's going to be three categories, academically, socially, and in general. There's just like, I guess, general stuff. So the things I struggle with academically is, okay, so math. I probably mentioned this. I passed with like a C, and that's every year. I end up, you know, my tests don't always go that great. Thankfully, I'm not taking math this coming year because I passed, but math has never been my easy thing. Um, and I feel like a lot of my friends are actually very good at math, and I, it's difficult, like having that one thing that you're just not, that you just don't excel at. Um, can be pretty disheartening of like you have great grades and everything else, but then you have one class that's a C. It's like, for some people I know it might not, affect them as much, but for me, I take a lot of pride in my grades. And when I get like a C or D in something, I am just, it just does not, I do not feel good about it, so, but that's just something I don't, you know, that just doesn't come to me naturally. Um, and so school is a little bit tough for me sometimes because, I feel sometimes like I pretty much live there. I mean, I know where like at home I live, but like, sometimes I feel like, you spend so much time at school and you actually spend more time at school than you do at home, actually. Um, and, that just makes things that just makes things challenging when the place where you spend your most time throughout the course of a year, calendar year, you know, it's just that, I work so hard for what I do. I'm sure you all do too. And then you've got that one outlier that just doesn't work. And so that's the thing I struggle with academically, I guess, just like math class. Um, and then kind of related to that socially is making friends. Now, sometimes like friends I've now who I've had just over the past this last school year have actually told me like, you probably have a lot of friends, like you make your friends really easily, like, you know, a lot of people are naturally attracted to your like outgoingness and bubbly personality and yada yada yada. That's true, but also, one of the things for me is making friends with the right people. I can make friends pretty easily, and I do. But actually, my freshman year, I tried to be friends with one person who was in my health class. Come turn out, she had ended up for the next year. I had a Discord, and she was ghosting me the entire time. So, needless to say, I'm no longer friends with this person. Haven't been for a while. And I found out that she's not someone I want to be friends with. And so, me making friends isn't always, it's usually hit and miss for me. Like, I find someone I want to be friends with, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Thankfully, I have a lot of good friends right now, so it's actually going pretty good. I have a good friend group. Uh, and so, I, I think socially, you know, I am getting better at realizing who are my actual friends and who to be friends with that are actually nice to me, and people who I shouldn't have in my life. And so, yeah, in general, um, with my ADHD, a lot of things that this kind of all ties in together academically, socially, and just general stuff is conversations. Sometimes conversations are not easy for me. I don't mean like with the topic of it. but I mean with having a conversation, because I can usually stray from thing to thing and ramble a lot and lose track of the conversation, play word association, as my parents call it, where I hear like one word, like if I hear, I don't know, like movie or something, I'm like, can we watch a movie tonight? Or something totally unrelated to what we're talking about even in the beginning, you know? So having that kind of tendency for me is a little difficult because it people are not drawn to that. And I know that. And so for my friends who have stuck with me since the beginning of being friends with me, understanding that my ADHD may cause me to be a little out of whack occasionally, I really appreciate, because the amount of the amount of friends I've lost and the amount of just like preconceived assumptions from people around me that I've gotten because I don't know of ADHD is a lot. Like I have tried to be friends with some people who are actually really nice, but they've decided not to be friends with me because they don't understand or know that you have ADHD. And it's not because, like, when I interrupt them, it's not because I don't care about them or care what they're saying. It's because my brain, especially if I forget to take my medicine, cannot keep a thought in my head. I cannot keep things from coming out of my mouth when in the spur of a moment I'm just thinking something and then say it, because that's just how my brain is. It doesn't have the control on its own to realize that I shouldn't maybe speak when I want to because someone else talking. It just goes on autopilot and to make friends sometimes. But for those who do understand what I'm going through, and those who do maybe even have ADHD like I do, can understand, be like, oh, this isn't because, they're trying to be, in like annoying, or that they don't care what I'm saying. It's just because this is how their brain functions. And we can't do anything about it except help them, let them finish their thought, and then continue what we're saying. Because they understand it's not with any ill intent, that I'm not trying to make someone feel bad, that I'm not trying to, cut out connections. It's just because when I want something, I want to keep it. And it's hard for me to let go of things sometimes. And so for those who understand me in that way, that I don't, it's not that when I want to hang out with someone in our friend group instead of the whole group, not because I don't care that the friend group, that we all want to hang out. It's because, believe it or not, I do like to have, one-on-one time with some of my friends occasionally. Like, there's just a lot that, that can all cause me to, you know, have a hard time with things. So, for anyone who understands that, then that's good, because then that means I don't have to explain myself as much. But anyways, that's just some of the things I struggle with. In the next video, I will talk about the same things and just what I'm good at. All right, bye.